Coach Tim Kraft was praising. He said they think Kell is the epitome of this Western Carolina team and the mindset that they have coming in against Duke. So Duke wins the tip, and right away a turnover quick as they can't handle it, and Western Carolina will be on offense.
Actually trying to post up with Gonba in there in the low box, and this team, I watched them play in Charlotte, a lot of five out, a lot of three-point shooting, a lot of action, cutting through the basket.
Caleb Foster, I believe, got called for a foul there early. One of the things that we're going to see out of Western Carolina is just outside that three-point line. They're going to try to throw it up there a number of times just because of the size difference between these two teams. As quickly as I say that, Stansbury drives in and tries to make the layup. It doesn't go. Sarr over to Evans. Evans, the hot hand not there yet.
That's a good rush at the floor. Sarr has been a nice pickup for this team. He's going to really develop as the year goes along, but elite defender gives them a lot of the little things on the floor.
And Highland driving in. And it looks like that's going to be on Cameron Breezer. His first foul. 43 consecutive home openers that they have been able to claim as a win. And I know, John Shire, when you brought up the fact that the last time they didn't win the home opener was Mike Krzyzewski's first game here.
Yeah, it's been a minute since that has happened in this building, but I'll tell you, for Western Carolina, a big start is going to be critical. They've done some nice things here early, getting to the free throw line. You get a couple guys in foul trouble. Like if they can get Breezer with the second foul, that would certainly help their cause. But this is a Duke team that they can switch defensively virtually at all five positions.
Allen gets the second one to go. He's a 78% free throw shooter. And that is the lead for Western Carolina. Breezer from three, and that one's off the right side of the rim.
Didn't shoot his 0-4 against Texas, but in practice and preseason, he's been a terrific three-point shooter. He does have that range.
Calvin looking to pass. We don't see him shoot outside the paint very often.
No, and they're just playing center field off him defensively.
Bell shooting over the top there. He's got two.
He was the guy in double figures against Cincinnati, but I think he's capable of a big game, and there's a nice thing.
Yeah, Cameron Breezer using the body all the way to the glass. He gets fouled when he does it. Calvin's first personal foul.
You know, it's interesting, Rick, against Texas. I thought he really had trouble finishing around the rim. But so this is nice to see this early in the game, but that was a very physical game down low.
And I think it
sitting over there, all the expectations, but he rebounded nicely in the second half.
Yeah, his dad was sitting in the stands too.
Yeah. I'm sure he's going to be there a lot of games for the boys.
Yeah. Highland shot blocked, and Duke will bring it back up quickly. And that's going to be called for the block on the Catamounts. Evans driving to the hole. There we go. There's Carlos. You know, there have been 4 father-son national championship duos, and I'm guessing that the Breezer family would love to make that 5. The last time it was done was Scott and Sean May.
How about the brothers won 4 state titles down in Florida?
Yeah, they've played for USA Basketball. That's the great thing about both Cameron and Caden. They've grown up playing ball their entire lives together on some of the best teams in this country. They've played against Team World. That one falls for Breezer.
See, I think for him, what he needs to do, maybe hit a couple early inside like he did, and then build out on his jump shot. And now you see the full arsenal.
Evans going to be called for the foul here. Take a
Just a double screen on the left side. He gets a wide open look. And I tell you what, too, Ray, he's pretty good putting the ball on the floor. He can face up from 18 or so and put it on the deck.
They're playing an aggressive defense, and already a few fouls for them. 3 each as that one's off the mark.
That's a shot he's got to hit. Those are 2 relatively good looks right there, and Western Carolina's got to knock those down.
We were here when they came in for shoot-around last night as this one goes up and off for Caleb Foster. But when the Catamounts walked in last night, every single one of their players had their phone in their hand, and they were wide-eyed walking into Cameron. It was like the scene from Hoosiers when the kids go into the big gymnasium and they're starstruck.
I saw you taking some pictures too. I wouldn't jump all over Western Carolina.
I'm not going to say I wasn't starstruck too. This is a special place. One of the first things I saw when I came into this place was your banner, so it was pretty cool to be in here with you.
And even all the years, I mean, it's still very special to come back to this place. And the guys going back home to Carolina or the guys going back to Kentucky, you never lose that feeling.
So Western Carolina trying to attack the basket. This time kicks it out for 3, and it's good.
And I was broadcasting it, and so all 3 of us were lined up when JJ hit the 3 right in front of the deep bench. It was a cosmic moment.
Now both Boozer brothers are on the floor. This time Caden with the assist. Malik Brown throws it down.
I tell you, he was a big loss for Duke at the end of last year with his injury. He's such an important player for this team. Doesn't light up the stat line a whole lot, but does so much out on the floor.
I'm impressed with Western Carolina now attacking the basket as much as they have. Definitely outsized. And this fall away for Kell is good.
Yeah, he's the guy I thought that they needed to have a big game. They had a great shooting game against Cincinnati.
Comenia for 3.
With the bench coming in with 5 quick points here.
Yeah, 11-0 run. They were on an 8-0 run until Kell knocked in that shot for the Catamounts. And Stansbury tries the runner, and it's no good. Comenia with the board.
I thought he was going to, Stansbury was going to be the guy that Duke would really try to lock in on based on his performances early.
Those are the Bruiser. That one's no good for Caden. And now Justin Johnson brings it up to court. Off to Kell. Kell will take it 23 feet away, and it doesn't go. Comenia again with the rebound. Cross-court pass. Caden all the way to the basket and good. And the foul. Bruiser looking for the and one. Both Caden and Cameron.
You see the size there, 6'4"?
Yeah.
He's the shortest guy on the team.
Right. That's why I said when Western Carolina matches up, they don't.
This is one of the taller teams that I can remember, which allows them a lot of flexibility switching, when they are pressed on the outside.
Johnson's 3 no good. Caden puts it over to Dunbar. And allowing you to protect no good. Comenia for 3. That's off the mark. The Catamounts come up with it.
That's the thing to remember with all the 3-point shots in the game today. The perimeter guys have to be good rebounders. They have to hang in there. John was telling us before the game he wants his guards to have 5 or 6 rebounds a game.
That one stays with the Catamounts as it goes out of bounds. We're coming up next. CW Football Saturday is coast to coast. First off, it's to Chapel Hill, which is just down the road from where we are. Stanford faces North Carolina. Then after dark, Sam Houston visits Oregon State. You don't want to miss a second of that action starting the CW Football Saturday countdown.
Other partner, Tom Brennan, will be on the track for that game. He's actually born in Chapel Hill Hospital. Back home.
14-6. As they're trying to increase that lead. That one was tipped right there by Justin Johnson. Coach Shire, I asked him before the shoot-around today, do you ever get nervous? He said, of course I get nervous. I mean, this is a big setting, obviously a big program, but that nervous energy is great. And he rises to the occasion and has risen to the occasion.
Yeah, I think as a competitor, as a player, a coach, if you don't feel that way, it may be time to think about where you are in your career. Big Boozer with a little rubber. That goes.
Western Carolina 1 of 10 on their last 10 shots. Now that's 1 of 11. Hayden with the rebound. He'll bring it up court. Caminia takes the three all the way to the basket, and he's fouled on his way there.
I think with Caminia, that's the best way, if you're an opposing team, to play him, try to drive him off the three-point line, make him go inside, and he does have great size.
Caminia, 6'8", freshman. Coming in here, he said the biggest thing they want from Western Carolina is they want to give them the experience of playing against a Duke. They came off of playing against Cincinnati on Monday, so 2 big games for them to start their season.
And it's going to help them. They go home and they have the longest home streak of the year. They play 3 games back in Coley.
And now full court pressure of the Blue Devils.
What happened? All right, and they got lucky on that. Now they can bring everybody in the front court. But 3 of the Western Carolina guys had their back turned going down the floor. They were caught off guard.
Break the press and they'll get over the timeline. I think we heard from Coach Shire was, it doesn't matter how offensively you're doing if you're not on, if your shots aren't going, as long as you're playing defense aggressively, and that's how Todd with the moving screen. Yep. Turnover.
You have to let the players see you as a screen. You got to be stationary and then play from there. But that was, and that was what kept Isaiah Evans off the floor last year. As a freshman, was the defensive. Everybody knew about his offense.
Dunbar throwing it down.
Yeah, he's, with Malik plays more, Brown plays more on the perimeter. Gunga not bad finishing around the rim. They'll throw him live as well.
And Bill Sneakson gets the rebound there. For 3, and that was off the mark. Just a little hard. Gunga comes up with a rebound. The ball movement, and that one falls short. Stands ready to rebound, and he'll bring up court. That one's tipped. Kell goes for it, and it goes out of bounds. We'll see who the officials say it's on. Coming into this game is this place and this team too big for Western Carolina to rise to the occasion?
Well, I think along with that, maybe, you start to get game film and you start to get scouting reports on the guy, and I'm sure that game against Cincinnati got their attention. And Stansbury was the guy they were going to lock in on.
Good hustle there for Duke as they keep it alive and bring it down court. And Cameron Boozer for 3 again. That one's off. CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. Speaking of good hands, that was pretty good hands there by Western Carolina.
Yeah, I'm talking about Boozer shooting threes. I think as a coach, I'd rather have him settling for that shot as opposed to maybe put on the floor, getting to the rim, three-point opportunities there.
That wide open shot for him. 1 for 2 right now. And Cameron with his make earlier on 3-point basket. And Beautiful assist inside, and Gungba finishes. Highland losing the handle there for a moment. Ball to Stansbury, but Boozer's first three as he gets the rebound. That puts the streak of games with a three-pointer to 1,266. Think about that, how many years that has gone on. And big hit as Boozer on his way to the basket.
Yes, you remember a couple of years ago, Derek Lively for Duke played this kind of game. They just would, they'd do a little screening action, some penetration, roll to the rim, and throw it up and let him do his thing.
Foster to Gungba. I'm sure we're going to see that all year long as Boozer at the line to shoot two.
And this is going to be a big part, an important part of Boozer's game because he's going to be at the free throw line a lot this year.
His career stats from the free throw line, now remember that only includes Texas.
Right, right.
He's 75% from that game.
But, I mean, that probably is a floor. And, like if somewhere between 75 and 80 would be fabulous.
Yeah. He makes those two. And now the gap is 17. Duke 23, Western Carolina 6, and a 15-0 run for the Blue Devils. Catamounts just trying to get an open shot, and this time Stansbury can't get it to go.
And they made him go to his weak hand too, trying to finish with his left. Good scouting report there.
Caleb Foster to Boozer. Boozer's going to try to back down the smaller Tamari. And it looks as though Dame Sarr came down maybe on the defender's foot. He went down immediately after he shot.
Well, the great thing about that play is Boozer got double. He had a guard on him.
Sarr, another freshman who 50% from the free throw line, and again that's career because it's only counting against Texas from Tuesday.
Well, first game, he was second on the team in rebounding, led him in steals. All those things are going to be there. He'll probably get the best offensive perimeter player on the other team.
Misses the second three. And now Malik Brown back into the lineup. Sarr out of Italy, played for FC Barcelona.
Well, this is certainly the most experienced lineup that Duke can put out on the floor at one time. Most of their upperclassmen are out on the floor.
Add to that, Sarr and Cameron Boozer. Stansbury. A pass tip to Kell. Kell, a little bit too hard. Sarr comes up with the rebound. He takes it down court, tries to go all the way, and is fouled on his way up. 5 consecutive free throws for Sarr.
First words out of John Tryer's mouth when we talked to him about Sarr, elite defender.
Yes. Gets the front end of the two shots there, and Malik Brown grabs it, and it is a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Western Carolina. And Kamenya's going to come into the game now for Sarr.
And his hands are so active, Rick. Deflection. I don't know how many deflections he gets during the course of the season, but it's just incredible instinct for the ball.
Kell's going to inbound this one. And no pressure this time from the Blue Devils. Highland brings it up. Still trying to get their offense going. Basket was at the 15:49 mark until that one. And Tamari drains the three, and they get up to 9. So it's 25-9. Western Carolina trailing. Quick pass, trying to get it into Cameron Boozer, but it's tipped. It'll stay with Duke. One of the other things Coach Shire had mentioned was trying to get the chemistry, and that's one of the big reasons for the exhibition games that they played, the Texas game, this game with Western Carolina. Get these kids playing together and get that chemistry started.
And that's not something that you can just manufacture. I mean, it takes time, and if it doesn't exist, it won't show up.
Boozer driving in, 2 on him, and he still is able to get to the rim and put it down.
That's the thing I noticed about Cameron Boozer. He's as comfortable going left as he is going right, and may actually prefer going that way.
That's going to be Foster's second foul. Caden Boozer comes back into the lineup for Foster, again with 2 fouls. 9 fouls already for the Catamounts, 5 for Duke. Caden trying to make sure Samari doesn't get anywhere. Got in and out for Kell.
And Tim Kraft's going to look at this game film, and he's going to be okay with the looks that he's gotten from 3. They just haven't knocked down shots.
So Evans broke the 3 quickly. Had a great game to start the season against Texas, 4 for 8. And a great hustle play there at Semenya.
Didn't hit the rim. Shot clock.
Caden puts it up. It does hit the rim. That time his brother rebounds it and back in.
That's when the shot clock is running down. You just try to get it up on the rim and leave that available.
And it's Kell at the free throw line. That was good. A 73.6% free throw shooter.
I'm always interested to see how coaches play guys with 2 personal fouls in the first half. For some it's just an automatic out and turnover. Good defensive play there. Caden Boozer a little unawares.
A little pressure there by the Catamounts, and they'll get the ball back. 17-point deficit right now.
It's funny when the ball starts going through the hoop, your defense picks up a lot of times for teams, and we've seen a little spark here from the Catamounts.
That 3 is good.
Same spot on the floor where he hit the last one, and he's the one guy for his team that's played in this building.
Yeah, tomorrow he told me yesterday at their shoot-around, he said, I remember being able to take my shot and made it. So I felt pretty good about coming back to Cameron.
Tomorrow from the Bronx, too, so he's not intimidated by many gyms.
He was not. He is not. Tomorrow, great pass underneath, and Taba not able to finish. And then you're bringing the ball up.
Their 5 position are guys who are very much projects and maybe a little raw offensively. And we talk about at the top, Isaiah Evans has not scored in this game yet for Duke.
Not for lack of trying though.
Well, with Cameron Boozer out, he's going to need to step up.
Shot clock down to 5. And got it off in time. Tomorrow to the ground going for that one. Fisher Brown. Back to Samaro. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fade away, and it's no good. So Evans bringing that rebound down. And there's going to be the reach.
The line knocked down a couple. Start to build up a little rhythm there.
Break the lid off the basket. So Again, we talked about him coming off a 23-point game against Texas. And he makes both those free throws, and he'll step off the floor. Sarr back in for him. G-Man, you were talking about you want to know what a coach does with a kid with 2 fouls. And you just pointed to Cameron Boozer getting ready to come back in as Petway throws that one up and it doesn't go from the 3-point line. Caden Boozer for 3 at the right side. Bishop Brown looked like he wanted to take the 3. Dada's going to distribute.
The 2 leading scorers for these teams have a combined 2 points.
And whistle before the shot. They're going to call Kamenia his second personal foul.
Here's a look. And again, if you're struggling, that's a nice job by Stansbury to just, try to manufacture something. Don't rely on the jump shot. Get into the lane.
Stansbury still can't get on the board. Misses the first.
Well, and, the thought process may be with John Shire and Cameron Boozer. Let's see if we can let him learn how to play with 2 fouls in the first half in this game.
Stansbury's first points of the game. He was the one who looked the most comfortable in the game against Cincinnati on Monday. Cameron to Caden. So Caden working with the ball to his brother and a foul right away as the ball came into it. Well, this Tuesday on NXT is the match that everyone has been waiting for, a last man standing matchup between Trick Williams and Ricky Saints for the next NXT Men's Championship. Winner takes all. Don't miss NXT Tuesday at 8/7 Central right here on the CW. Boozer will go to the line. A double bonus.
We talk about what all that Cooper Flagg did, but one of the main things that he did was he brought the ball up the floor a lot of times for this ball.
He has that duty. Caden Boozer also will be bringing the ball up the court. Smith trying to take off before he had the ball. Great defense right now by the Blue Devils. Shot clock down to 1. And that one goes long. And a fight for the ball. And multiple bodies up.
And you're at Duke. They're 2 of 14 from 3, shooting 42%. You're thinking you've got a game. But they've not been able to hit open shots.
Duke's last field goal came at 7:32 on the clock.
There's a big discrepancy at the free throw line is where Duke is manufacturing a third of their offense.
Caden drives in, gets to his brother Cam. Back out to Caden for the 3, and that's good.
Well, they had that whole left side of the floor cleared out for those two. Good in and out game.
2-man basketball there for the Boozers. Johnson trying to get it inside, gets it to Kell. And it seems like Western Carolina just continues to look for a pass. Johnson takes the jumper, it's no good. A long rebound for Donnie Sarr. And Sarr's going to drive it all the way to the basket, can't get it to go. So the drought continues for Duke.
We talked about replacing Flagg, and Sarr's got the ability to carry the ball up the floor. Just too many of those opportunities missed.
Great pass inside there. what they're seeing as a great hustle for Cameron Boozer. And that one goes up and no good. So Darren Harris fouled on the shot. They go to the free throw line, and it's a great hustle from Cameron Boozer.
Yeah, I tell you, the white jerseys have been on the floor a lot, going after loose balls, showing good hustle, getting those 50-50 balls.
Those of you that are into that footwear, you're the same as Darren Harris. It's become a point of interest for him. You never know what style he's going to bring to the floor. Had almost like a transparent shoe earlier this year. Good. Newest show in the iconic TV series Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent, is on the CW. From the same team that brought you the original series, this time in a new city and on a new network. Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent, new episode Wednesday at 8/7 Central right here on the CW.
I tell you, if I wore shoes like that when I played, I'd turn my ankles every single game.
It is crazy, but the speed is so much faster, too. I mean, I think these kids feel like they have got to be able to run and sprint up and down the floor.
Anything other than high tops, I was done.
Great move there to get some distance between him and his defender, and that's his third point of the game.
Well, I mean, I think we have a good last couple of minutes here in the first half. Maybe find a little bit of rhythm, carry some momentum into the second half.
Nice pass to Benja, and he'll finish. And Western Carolina is going to call the timeout. You're watching CW Courtside.
Someday down the road that John Shire maybe.
Think about that. Yeah, in line for the USA basketball position. But the Boozer brothers combined right now, 21 points, 4 assists, 10 rebounds.
You know, and I think so much attention is on Cameron that Peyton may be able to just grow at his own pace and blossom and not have the spotlight on him quite as much.
When we talk about bringing the ball up court, Peyton's taking the lion's share of that duty. And he gets it to his brother once again. And as you mentioned, that whole left side, just the two of them. This time, Ken's shot falls short.
At least they were able to make him take a tough fadeaway jump shot instead of drawing contact.
Got it with the ball up top. Tomorrow's going to drive in. Got gets it tipped, but Kell grabs it. Kell, the spin move, loses the handle. Cameron comes up with it, and a sprint race down. Caleb Foster, he'll lay it in.
1-on-3, yeah, you know, that's in my favor. Why not? I tell you what, down the other end, too, it's pretty good man-to-man defense.
How about Samaro?
Yeah, he's come alive.
Ewan Samaro throws it up there.
But in the prior possession, Cameron Boozer with those 2 fouls defended off the dribble pretty good without picking up that third.
And now they're trying to call the timeout. And so Duke will talk it over with 25.6 seconds remaining. You just don't know anymore in this environment of college sports because of the portal and because of kids transferring all the time.
He's not made a bucket from the field, missed all 3 of his 3 attempts.
But his defense is great. And right now he's putting the pressure on Stansbury. Stansbury off. Good off big. Boozer actually hits the rim, throwing that one